This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Last class, what are we discussing about? What was the topic? Application and its FSR types.
Framework and
Two
implementation.
types of applications: framework and implementation. See, common functionalities can be created under framework application, and the specific functionalities related to the specific business process can be created under implementation applications. See, what is the advantage of creating a business application structure to have framework as well as implementation? So the advantage is we would be able to reuse the functionalities which are there in framework into multiple implementations. So instead of creating multiple times the same functional component, you create only once and place it in the framework. Then you would be able to access it further if you create any other applications. Simple example is, okay, let me log into PRPC application, administrator@pega.com. phone should message పెడుతున్నారా? ఓకే, అది వాటర్ బబుల్ ఎవరైనా వస్తే పిచ్చి వాటర్ పట్టుకొచ్చి తీసుకెళ్ళి. ఓకే, and password is installed. So here you go now. See, yesterday I was showing you one business logic functionality which is related to email notification, correct? Which is related to email notification. So send email notification. This is one business logic functional component provided by Pega. So this particular send email notification functional component is already created and made available within Pega platform application. Within which application? Pega platform application. On top of Pega platform application, if you are creating any other applications, any 10 number or 20 number, any other, into all those applications, you can directly use this send email notification functional component, because Pega platform is a framework application provided with some predefined functionalities. That predefined we call here as OOTV, right? So provided with some predefined functionalities, Pega platform is available. On top of Pega platform, if you create anything, that can be reused multiple times. So I don't need to create send email notification functional component into every other application that I am going to create in future, because it is already available in framework application. That is the advantage. You create only once, use it multiple times into different implementations. That is called reusability, no redundancy, no need to create again and again, and you are reusing it. Okay, and apart from this, easy to extend your business application. Easy to extend means, tomorrow if I am going to introduce a new line of business, one new stream of business into my business application, I don't need to think about creating everything from the scratch. That is not needed, because I already have something created and placed in framework. So common functionalities of entire business process you would be placing in framework, and the very specific functionalities related to specific business process you will be placing in implementation application. Okay, so this is what we have discussed yesterday, and after that we have seen how to create a new framework application. After we create application, we created login ID as a developer ID, and a password has been generated. I changed it to my own password. So we can log into that application now. Dev fw what was it? merc.com password rules. Okay, so this is what we have. So after you log in, okay, after you log into this application, I think we just logged in and left it, right? Okay, now this Mercury application is created. Okay, where it has been created? See, at the time of creating new application, if you remember, we have given different parameters: application name, and what is the other one? organization name, operator ID we have given. And before this, we have selected one option, build from scratch. What is the option? Build from scratch. This is the option which we have clicked on. You are creating your application. Build from scratch means you are trying to create your application on top of another application called Pega platform. What is the other application? Pega platform. That means your application, whatever we have created yesterday, Mercury application, Mercury framework application. So here you go now. This is Pega platform framework. Pega platform framework. Okay, and this is Mercury framework. So how many frameworks can be there in an application? N number. N number can be there. N number of implementations can be there. N number of framework layers can be there. Yesterday itself, we have discussed one key point that Pega platform, instead of looking at Pega platform as a tool, you look at Pega platform as a application. That too, framework application. Why framework application? Because it has common functionalities which we can reuse anywhere. So clicking on build from scratch, you are creating your application on top of Pega platform framework. So our Mercury application, Mercury framework application has been created on top of Pega platform. So here I am going to tell you, before we proceed to work on implementation application, we are going to discuss about these points. Let me create a document for today's class. 602, right? Okay. So yesterday we created Mercury framework application. Framework application. Log into that application. Okay. So here you go. You know how to log in, right? Just hold on a minute. So devfw@merc.com, password rules. I have given rules and then I'm going to log in. When you log into PRPC, it is going to take you to App Studio. We will be discussing about App Studio later. So we are going to work on Dev Studio, which is for developer. This is also for developer, but it has very less features. So click on App Studio, choose Dev Studio. So I'm going to click on this now and choose Dev Studio. You go to Dev Studio. Okay. So when you use this particular login ID and password, it has loaded the application. What is the application? Mercury insurance application is loaded. So we already discussed in the last class, we call it as application menu. What do we call it? Application menu. We call this as application menu. Okay, done. So now the point is, coming back to this diagram, when we create application, okay, one key point I'm going to write, when we create Mercury FW application, we have selected, what is the option? Build from scratch. Build from scratch has been selected, which means that we are creating application on top of Pega platform application. We're creating on top of which application? Pega platform application. Okay, as shown below. This is how it is being created. Okay, so Mercury FW application gets accessibility to use functionalities of Pega platform, correct? Okay, predefined functionalities of Pega platform. This is done. Now, where is this relation defined? Let's have a look at the relation between above two applications. Okay, we are going to look at the relation between above two applications now. So one is created on top of another application, correct? Where is this relation defined? While creating in the forward engineering, we just clicked on some options and we feel like it is being created. Okay, but where is this exactly been defined? That is what we are going to look at now. See, when you are going to application menu here, I logged into Mercury Insurance. Click on application menu and choose definition. Choose what? Choosing this definition will load current application related data. Okay. So before we proceed, let me tell you one point. Okay. See here, Mercury framework application has been created on top of Pega platform, correct? And Mercury framework application is built, in other words, I'm saying Mercury framework application is built on Pega platform application. Yes or no? Then Pega platform application here is said to be built on application for Mercury. What is this? This is a built on application for which application? Mercury, which means Mercury is built on top of Pega platform. You understand what is meant by built on application? Built on application is something like the bottom one. Okay, present application is built on top of another application, right? Here in this case, Mercury framework application is built on top of Pega platform. So Pega platform is a built on application for Mercury.
Means
Pega platform is
implementation
a
application, right, Harsha? Built on application
implementation.
means
Okay, I'm talking about different terminology that we are going to come across. Okay, this is framework. I'm sorry, you're right. This is framework only. This is not implementation. We created one framework on top of another framework. Okay, Mercury, yesterday we created framework. You can have a number of frameworks, framework 1, framework 2, framework 3, that is possible. This is Pega platform is a generic framework for any business application. Mercury framework is insurance framework that we are trying to create only for insurance. Okay, now this is built on application. Let's have a look at this built on application. So in the current application, you go to the definition. Just let me show you first and later I will give you the screenshots. For current application, you can see built on applications. What is the built on application you are seeing here? Theme Cosmos. This is the option we have chosen, like Theme Cosmos traditional. See, you don't need to focus on this one. Our main focus is understanding this diagram. If I want to open Theme Cosmos definition, Theme Cosmos is one application introduced from 8 only. This is a small UI components. You don't need to much focus on this. But if you go in, if you want to open the definition of Theme Cosmos, you don't need to log in there. From here, you have edit icon, right? If you click on edit icon, the built-on application is what? Pega rules. Open Pega rules application definition by clicking on edit icon here. Is there any other built-on application? If you leave about Theme Cosmos in between, our current application is being created on top of which application? Pega platform. Pega rules means the label is Pega platform. Actual name is Pega rules. You can say anything. So our Mercury application is being created on top of which application? Pega platform. In between Theme Cosmos, I am not much focusing because that is UI related some coding that they have introduced. Okay. Okay. I am going to give you the screenshots. Now, click on application menu. Click on application menu and then choose definition. And then choose what? Definition. Let me go ahead and click on these things now. This is application menu and choose. I logged into Mercury framework and I clicked on application definition. It will open the current application, whatever that you are. Now, do what? You can see here. Built on application is what is the built on application? Theme Cosmos. Okay. Now, let's open the definition of Theme Cosmos application. How do you open? Here, if you want to open this application definition. You don't need to log in again there. Okay. So here you have edit icon. Click on open icon to open the definition. I have given the screenshot. Okay. Open icon. So when you click on open icon, for theme Cosmos application, what is the built-on application? The built-on application is Pega platform. That's what Pega rules are. Pega platform. Okay, so this is the application. If you open this, do you have any further built-on application? I will give you. Open Pega rules. Okay, there is no built-on application. There is no built-on application. This is the basement. This is the basement. Okay, everyone clear? So this is how you are going to just look at the relation between these two applications. While forward engineering, we have selected some options. It has created, but where is that relation defined? This application is bottom one. This is the top one. All that is being defined in the application definition at built-on application option. Okay, what is the need of learning all this? I will tell you after few minutes. After we create implementation application, we are going to again discuss about this built-on application. Everyone clear? Okay, this is the additional point which you need to know about built-on application. Next, you see yesterday while we are creating framework application, we have typed the organization name. We have typed an organization name. So after we create implementation application has been created. One framework application. I'm sorry. While we are creating framework application yesterday, we have typed organization name. After we create framework application yesterday, it has created framework application by name Mercury Insurance. It has created one operator ID. Also, it has created organization. What it has created? Organization by name MERC, I think. Okay, organization also got created. But before that, MERC organization was not there. With framework, we got an organization being created by process command. Now I am going to create implementation application. Where do I have to create my implementation application? I am going to create my implementation application on top of Mercury framework. One more implementation you want on top of the same, you can create like this if you want to create. So now I am going to create my implementation application on top of Mercury framework. This is Mercury Auto Insurance application. Mercury Auto Insurance. This is Mercury implementation. This is going to be, what about this one? Mercury framework, and this is Pega platform framework. Correct? Okay. So now we are going to create implementation application on top of Mercury FW application, right? This is what we are going to do now. So the application will be created as shown below, right? So now let's create. The requirement is create a new implementation application. Create a new implementation application on top of existing FW application. What is the application name? Mercury Insurance. Mercury Insurance. This is what I'm going to do now. But one thing here is, see, organization is topmost business entity. Under organization, you have different divisions of a business. Okay. So whenever we are going to create implementation application, it is the best practice that you make sure that implementation application organization is same as framework application organization. For framework, whatever the organization that has been created, use the same organization while creating implementation application. That is a best practice, not mandatory in practical. But if you are going to join any project, so your project related n number of implementations and frameworks will have same organization being used. So it is a good practice that your framework and other implementations all will be coming from same organization. So already organization is created yesterday as part of framework application creation. Today it will not be created again. You choose the something which is already available. Okay, I will show you that practically. So how do you create application? What is the navigation to create application? Let's log into Pega using default credentials. What are default credentials? Pega.com. Password is install. This is the default credentials. Password install. Okay, this is what you will be getting Pega platform. From this, you know about the navigation. So creating any application navigation is same. Yesterday I have given you the navigation steps. Today we are going to look at the similar one. So new application option, you would be choosing new application option from application menu. And this is what been loaded yesterday also. Here, what did we do? We clicked on build from scratch. Apart from build from scratch, you have Bajaj insurance, life insurance like this. These are all frameworks. See, our framework is also available, Mercury Insurance, which means everything that is loaded here is a framework application. Every application that has been loaded here is a framework application. Build from scratch is also a framework application. Do you have any application by name build from scratch? No. Build from scratch means Pega platform. Instead of displaying like Pega platform, they are displaying it like build from scratch, means Pega platform only. Okay, so this time my implementation application I want to create on top of Mercury Insurance. Suppose if I click on build from scratch, where it will get created? It will get created on top of Pega platform, but I don't want that. We want it to be created on top of Mercury Insurance. So where do we need to click on? So click on Mercury Insurance. Mercury Insurance, so that this application will get created on top of Mercury Insurance. See, you will be getting 2 additional screens than what we have seen in the last time. So let's go ahead here. This screen you did not get. Okay, it is asking you that, do you want to proceed creating the present application on top of Mercury Insurance, or you want to go back and choose something else? I don't want to go back. Build with Mercury Insurance. So click on build with Mercury Insurance. Okay, I am going to click on that now. Click on build with Mercury Insurance. Okay, I clicked on it. This screen also you did not get. This screen says what are the case types that are available. You don't know what is a case type now. We will be learning about the case types going forward. There is nothing to deal with as of now. You just need to do what? Continue. Next screen also you will be seeing data types. Still you are not aware of what is the data type. Here also you don't need to focus on this for now. You just need to continue. Okay, let's continue now. And this is from this you know about everything else. Application name, this is Mercury Auto Insurance. Mercury Auto Insurance. See here, Mercury Auto Insurance I have chosen. Okay, click on advanced configuration. Advanced configuration. I'm going to click on advanced configuration now. By default, every time when you are creating an application, PRPC chooses it as an implementation application by default. This time I want implementation application only. Last time I want framework, so I have changed this option. This time I am not changing, but I am just highlighting it because you have to make an observation at the highlighted place. Okay. Okay. And then you see organization name. What is the name of the organization? Random name. Remove random name. Remove random organization, choose existing organization. This time it is existing organization. What is the organization? Mercury. Actually, the display name is Mercury. Okay, let us see now. See here. You remove it. How do you see the existing organization? See, in PRPC environment, if you see a text box with a thick blue color dot at the right bottom corner, that is a drop down. Place the cursor here and click the down arrow on your keyboard. On your keyboard, you have 4 arrow marks, right? So click the down arrow. It will show all the organizations available. The one I am looking for is MERC. Okay, this is display name. Actual name is MERC. So I'm going to choose this. Now you see bottom you will get MERC. Here you are getting MERC only. That is display name. This is the actual name. I will tell about remaining things here later. I'm not going to cover now. Just click on save. So what did we do now? We are trying to create implementation application. We want to create it on top of framework. So we clicked on framework application. It will come on top of framework application. And thereafter, we would like to create this implementation under the same organization as framework. So we have chosen the same organization here, which is similar to framework. And this is implementation structure. Come back to this screen now. Click on create application. Click on what? Create application. Let me click on create application now. Create application. Let it get created. Okay. Now operator ID. See, it is possible that you can have only one operator ID for both framework and implementation. It is an operator ID can have access to 10 applications also. But as of now, I am not going to do that. I will take a separate operator ID for this one. Okay, for this one, I am going to take separate operator ID. Dev IMPL means developer operator ID for implementation application at the rate merc.com. Like what I have given yesterday, dev FW. Now I am giving dev IMPL. I don't want to use the same for both. I want different as of now. Click on add. Click on add. Let me click on add now. I'm clicking on add.
Sir, one question.
Copy this into Notepad. Yes, please go ahead.
In projects to the same user, is it possible they will give different operator IDs for framework and implementation structures?
Yes. Say in projects, it depends on the teams. See, if team one is working on only framework, they will have access to only framework. If team two is working on implementation, they will have login ID only to implementation. In some companies, there will be like teams who will work on only framework, who will work on only implementation. If there are resources like they are working on both, for their operator, they will give access to both applications. It depends on your project. There may or may not be.
Okay.
Click on log off. Click on log off. So after you copy this, you log off. Now log in back using log into implementation application. Log into implementation application. Okay, I'm going to now log into implementation application. So here you go now. What is the ID? devimpl@merc.com. Password, I don't remember that because it is a random one generated. I will copy this. Login. For the first time when you try to log in, what will happen? It will prompt you to change the password. It will prompt you to change the password. Yesterday, I shared a document to every one of you. How to change the password of an operator ID. If you forget, follow that document.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, that's why I shared you. You may forget taking this backup and all. Follow the document, you will be able to change.
Harsha, actually, the document is not been shared. Actually,
Not been shared.
No.
Others are saying it is being shared. So every day are you receiving messages on WhatsApp? See, what I am observing is many people, they don't even look at the messages that are there above in their WhatsApp conversation. They will ask us. I'm not saying this person. Today morning, 3 people sent a message. Please share meeting link. We already shared it. Okay, just need to look at the top. If you are receiving every day, there's no way that you will be missing it. You will receive it. Suppose you did not receive, maybe you have inquired yesterday itself. Okay, you did not receive yesterday documents. Just leave a message on WhatsApp. Okay, this number 9652532753 and request for whatever you are looking for. I'm looking for day 1 onwards, the documents and all. You request, the team will share you. Admin team will be sharing you. Okay, and now you are here. What do you need to do now? Switch to Dev Studio. Dev Studio. Okay, so now here you go. Let me close this, and after you log in here, and now let's look at built on application. You could guess and tell me what will be the built on application now.
Mercury insurance.
Framework.
How do I see that? What is the navigation? Application menu and then definition. So current application, if you go to the definition, we created it on top of Mercury insurance. Mercury I means Mercury insurance. This is a ID. Mercury insurance is label. Now you can see built on application. Okay, done. I have already shown you. Okay, I have already shown you built on application of Mercury insurance is Pega platform ultimately. Now can you tell me how do I open the definition of Mercury insurance application? You don't need to log into framework application for that. You can open from here by clicking on edit icon. It will open the definition of framework application. Theme Cosmos is there and Pega platform is there. Pega platform has. So we achieved this one. Now finally we created our framework application on top of Pega platform, and that is what we created our framework application on top of Pega platform, and we created our implementation application on top of Mercury framework application. What is the reason you need to know about this? Okay, look at here. This is an option which you can change if you want to change. See here, for every application there will be application name and version. You don't need to much bother about version now, but see here, if I want to remove this, I can remove. I'm just telling I can do, but I am not going to do it. So I can choose something else. Okay, and this version number I will remove and click the down arrow. Whatever that comes in drop down, I will choose. If I save it, now changes will happen, but I am not going to do that. There is a facility you can modify it. Okay, now let me explain you what is the reason you should know about concept of built-on application, where this has been defined and all. What is the reason you have to understand and know about it? Okay, so let me tell you that concept now. Okay, so here you go now. Just for example, just imagine this is Pega platform application, and this is also Pega platform. This is Pega platform application. On top of Pega platform application, I created a Mercury framework. Again, on top of Pega platform application, I created implementation application. This is Pega platform. This is Mercury FW, and this is what? Mercury implementation, which means that while creating framework application, you clicked on build from scratch and you created it. That is as expected, you did it. And similarly, while creating implementation application, you clicked on build from scratch and created it, which means Mercury implementation also created on top of Pega platform. but you thought of creating implementation on top of framework, but by mistake you created it on top of Pega platform itself. Understand? Everyone clear? So you thought of creating Mercury implementation application on top of Mercury framework, but by mistake, instead of clicking on Mercury framework, you clicked on build from scratch. Okay, and you proceeded forward. Finally, when you look at the relations, you understand that okay, you created it on top of Pega platform. Your creation is completed as shown here in the diagram. Now you need to make changes such that this Mercury implementation, you wanted to bring it on top of Mercury framework. This is the changes that you need to do. Where do you make the changes for this? This is the requirement given to you. Let's say, for example, business has these two applications created on top of Pega platform. Now they are giving you one requirement. This is the existing design. Please bring Mercury implementation application on top of Mercury framework. That is what the requirement given to you. So how do you handle this?
We can change the built-on application for IMPL, showing that
So you tell me the navigation steps. What are you going to do?
Please go to the definitions
Log
tab
into
on
which application?
Mercury
Log into
framework.
Mercury implementation application and then go to the definition of Mercury insurance application. So after you go to the definition of Mercury insurance application, what do you find built on application there? What are you going to find? Team Cosmos or Pega Plat. You will find something else other than Mercury framework. Correct? Remove it. Click the down arrow. Then choose what? Mercury insurance application. Then version is there, right? Remove it, down arrow. Whatever that comes the number, you select it. Save it. That means you made the change. See, this is the reason why. This is the reason why you need to. Okay, 1 minute. This is the reason why you need to know about the relation between applications. See, we learn PRPC in two different ways now. One is forward engineering. Forward engineering is just navigations. How to create one on top of another. After creation is completed, even if you do not know about all these things, your application will work as usual. Okay. But why did we focus on this learning part? The reason is, it's not always that you get the requirements, forward engineering requirements. Sometimes you will get change request. Means already something is created. Try to examine and make changes. If you want to make changes like this one, if you want to bring an application on top of another application, okay, so manually you are trying to do this now. It is after created, everything is done, you are trying to bring one application on top of another application. This is a manual process. So if you want to achieve this, you should exactly know about where is this relation being built. Without knowing this, you will not be able to work on this particular requirement. Correct? Your requirement may be in two ways. One is create from the scratch application 1, create application 2 on top of application 1. No problem, you can follow the navigation and do it. And there may be another requirement. Pega, business has got two different applications created on top of Pega platform. They want to bring application 2 on top of application 1. That's what the new change that they wanted to make. So how do you achieve this? If you want to achieve this to implement, you must know about where is the relationship defined between applications as current application and built-on application. For that reason, we have discussed about this built-on application concept. Everyone clear? Online resources. Everyone are clear?
Harsha, this is my.
So, 1 minute. Let me finish. Whenever you are learning Pega, you need to learn in multiple different ways of development. One is pure forward engineering. Okay, that is very easy. Second one, change request like this. Third one, enhancements, means already functional component is there. You are enhancing its features. This is change request. You are not doing any enhancements. Something already present, you are changing it in a different way. Okay. Ultimately, whatever that was there before, same will be there. Enhancement means something is present, you are improving it. Maybe you are removing something or you are adding something, like that you are going to do. And other than that, you need to learn about the ways of troubleshooting. Okay, troubleshooting means looking to find the issue where it is exactly happening, root cause and all. Okay. Debugging. What is the next one? Debugging means step by step what is happening. I wanted to know. That's what debugging. So one should learn about any technology, not only Pega, in all these ways, like forward engineering, reverse engineering to know the design if someone has already developed it, and enhancements, change requests, troubleshooting, and debugging. All these aspects we have to cover. So now we have seen forward engineering as well as change request if you're going to get. And to work on change request enhancement is a challenge. Forward engineering is very easy, anyone can do it. Okay, so if you know clearly about the exact connection points between different components, then only you'll be able to work on enhancements and change request, even troubleshooting also. Now, what is the question that someone was trying to ask?
This is Michael. So,
Yes, please.
move implementation application from one framework to other, the functionalities may not work, right?
See, it depends. If you are going to bring one application on top of another application, whether the functionalities will work or not, it actually depends. In this case, it will work 100%. In this case, 100% it will function properly because this is using everything from Pega platform, right? If you bring it on top of Mercury framework, okay, it can use Mercury framework as well as Pega platform also. Already Pega platform it is using. Already Pega platform is there at the bottom. In this case, 100% if you bring it from here to here, it will work. In some other situations, okay, it may not work. So business to know about should know about clearly all about all these things, and they have to give the requirements. If it is not possible, you tell them that if you are bringing so many functionalities that are there in some other application, already it is using, those will be missing now. You will get so many error messages if you're going to do this. Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Sir, so in this case, what we discussed is moving from application that is built on Pega platform to Mercury Insurance, right? Let us say
Right.
if built an application on Bajaj Insurance, even in that case, we can move to Mercury, right?
See, you can move one application from anywhere to anywhere, no problem. Okay.
Oh,
And if it is using functionalities of application one, that application one functionality should also be there in the target one.
correct.
Okay, where
Correct.
you are trying to move. If not, there may be issues. This is
Oh,
very simple scenario where Pega platform is there available in both places. That's why it is easy. Okay, it
okay.
will work.
So
Next,
technically, it's possible.
technically it is possible, and you may have to bring some rules from here to here if it is different frameworks other than Pega platform. Okay.
So, sir, once we change, all we have to do is save, right?
Save.
And then it.
Once you do it, all you have to do is save. Click on save button. We changed the built-on application to Pega rules. After saving the navigation of the rules, I got a white section, and I'm not able to either log in or log out for that application. When changed the built-on of implementation application to Pega rules, after saving, navigating to other rules, I got you send the screenshot. Okay, we will see. But I don't know why you have done what you have done. But share a screenshot. And next, by mistake, if we delete the existing, see here, when you create new application, okay, the application you cannot delete. See, you have a delete button here, right? Click on delete button. It will prompt you for the reason. You enter the reason and delete. It will delete only application rule form. It will delete only application rule form. It will not delete connected rules. Deleting application doesn't mean only deleting this. There are so many connected rules, all that you have to delete. You do not know about all the rules so far. So what you need to remember one thing till next 1 month is you need to forget about deleting something. If that is not you are looking for after creation is completed, leave it and create something else again with a new name. So you have done a mistake of creating Mercury Insurance application. Leave it and create a new application with a different name. There's no problem. But don't ask me how to delete it. But because you don't know about everything in Pega, so you cannot delete it as of now. Okay, so this is about creating application on top of another application and knowing the relation between all these applications. So next topic that we are going to discuss about, the next two topics are, this is 602 actually. So next we are going to discuss about organization structure. It will come maybe same order, we may not be able to discuss structure before this. Okay, and then classes, oops, concepts. From here onwards, oops, concepts, object oriented programming system. Okay, object oriented programming system, encapsulation, class. Okay, types of classes. Okay, after class, inheritance, types of classes, and then types of inheritance in Pega. Okay, and we are going to further look at technical rules related to Pega. So these are very general. Okay, encapsulation, class, inheritance, types of classes, and up to here, these are not only related to Pega, but also Java, C#, VB. So whatever the technology that uses object-oriented programming system concepts, this is very common everywhere. Organization structure also, it is very generic in the universe. We are going to discuss in Pega, and types of inheritance is also related to Pega. We are going to discuss. Everyone clear? So this is what we are going to look at. So now we are going to focus on understanding about, just give me 1 minute on this. Class, I will place organization structure here. Okay, I'll place organization structure in between. Okay, otherwise I can place here also. Okay, so here you go now. See, first we are going to discuss about encapsulation. So leave about Pega and come into the general object-oriented programming system. In general, I am going to explain. So what is meant by encapsulation in general? Encapsulate meaning grouping together. What is that? Grouping together. See, so we have a tablet, we have a medical tablet. Okay, so one tablet is there, which is a composition of different chemical particles, right? So there will be a number of different chemical components mixed together, encapsulated into one single tablet. Okay, tablet is something which we take when we have some problem, health issues. Okay, that tablet I am talking about. So that's the meaning of encapsule. You are going to put together everything into one single unit. See, if you are going to develop your business functionalities using any technology which follows or uses object-oriented programming system concepts, that functionalities should be encapsulated into one single unit. That is what being told by the developers of object-oriented programming system. Okay, object-oriented programming system should have been designed by someone, correct? This is a universal generic phenomena. Okay, you are developing a technology similar to Java. Java is there, Python is there, C# is there, VB is there. All these are object oriented programming languages. What is the reason? The reason being, those programming languages have been developed following object oriented programming system features, concepts. Okay, the concepts have been taken from object oriented programming system and they designed their own technology. Okay, so in the object oriented programming system, there is a concept called encapsulation. What does this concept says? If you are trying to create any business functionalities using any technology which follows object oriented programming system, it must have all the functional components grouped together into a single unit, that is the structural design that one should follow in their technology if it is being implemented by using object oriented programming system, if it is implementing the object oriented programming system. So object-oriented programming system has been implemented by Java, .NET, C, like C#, VB, as well as CPP, and what else we know? Python. All these have implemented object-oriented programming system. So that means all these should have encapsulation concept being implemented. Encapsulation, what does it says? All the functional components to be grouped together into one single unit. That should be one single unit structure. That is how your programming language syntax should be. Understand? This is the general meaning of encapsulation. Now, the programming language developers have used this encapsulation concept and implemented encapsulation and named it as class. Named it as, so class means encapsulation. The reality of an encapsulation in the technology is what? Class. Means class is a unit structure which will have functional components. It is one single unit structure. Class is one unit structure which will have functional components grouped together. Grouped into simply. Okay, different functional components you are going to group together and call it as a class. So now the execution of a class, the execution of the class is what initiating your business transaction. When you execute class, the functionalities will start running. The functionalities will start running and there will be connectivity between a number of different functionalities. I'll tell you an example. Let's take an example, just as an example of car. What is an example? Car. Okay. Car is an encapsulated unit structure, which is encapsulated to have different functional components grouped together. What are the different functional components in this? Engine, okay, and steering, gears, wheels, etc. These are the high level which we are very much known about. Okay, see, whenever you are going to execute the class, functional components will start executing, thus you are going to achieve your business needs. Correct? Now you start the car. What will happen? Each functional component should start functioning. Okay, engine will start. Thereafter, if you're going to take the gears and take the accelerator, so wheels will start moving, and accordingly you're going to use the steering while going for the directions and all these should be working together. Okay, coordination will be there. One functional component communicates with another functional component, supply some details. So this will supply some details to steering, is going to supply some details to what? Wheels. Gear rod is going to supply some details to the some sort of speeding component. Okay, on which speed maximum it can go into 1, 3, 4, 5 like that. Similarly, accelerator is also going to control the speed. Okay, so that CC something will be there, right, based on that. Okay, and like this, all these functional components are grouped together into one single unit structure, then that is going to function as a one single unit called as car. See, if I take engine separately, can I call it as a car? Will there be any meaningful functionality that I can achieve by that? If I want to drive, okay, that is the movement I need. I need to travel from one place to another place. Without car, only engine I'll take. Any meaning is there? But engine as standalone, it has some functionality, but standalone it doesn't have any meaning properly. You bring that and group it, make it connected to other functional components into one single unit, then that has a proper meaning and it is going to give us the required results what you are expecting. So we do not design entire car as single functional component. So there will be a number of different functional components. Those are going to work together, connected to each other, coordinating with each other. Exactly the same thing in technology. You are creating one business application. You wanted to create some functionalities. Entire business process you do not create as a single functional component. So you take it as small modules. Module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, like that. Simple example. You take shopping cart application. What are the different functional components? Last class also I told you. Search functionality. Okay. and display functionality, cart functionality, checkout functionality, payment functionality, confirmation message is another functional UI component. Why these can we not create everything as a single functional component? It may be possible. It is complex to manage. It will be complex to manage when everything together. So each module you create separately as different functional components, group them together to coordinate with each other and work together into one single unit structure that is called as class. So if you are going to create any functionalities of user interface, business logic, database, or anything, reporting anything, everything you must create inside a class. The first thing that you need to do is create a class, and inside class you create functionalities. Understand everyone clear? So that's it for now. Just I have given you a high level idea and information about what is encapsulation, and the reality of encapsulation in technology is class, and I explained about what is class with the example. Okay, I will be sharing the documents related to this class encapsulation, all that. The document may have more information like types of classes and all that will be covered going forward. Okay, you need to read the document of theory only up to the point what we have covered on that day. Okay, you will be receiving 2 documents today. One is this practical document which I have created to show you the relation, and second one is this class related document. Okay, so you will be receiving the documents till tomorrow. Also you'll be receiving on which one? WhatsApp only. Forward from your WhatsApp to your email till tomorrow, and by tomorrow everyone should finish making the fees payments, and after that usually you are not allowed. Okay, so we have spent 4 days, 5th day, 6th day, today, tomorrow is 7th day. That is pretty much fair enough for anyone to decide whether to continue or not. Generally by this time you might have understand everything, right? So that's the reason. So you finish the fees payment by tomorrow at any, I think many of them have completed, almost 70%, 75% completed already. You ignore those who have already done. Other resources, please finish by tomorrow and be available in the group. I will be taking the details from you, your email IDs and all, after tomorrow's session. Okay, you can wind up for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you for joining, everyone. Yes, you have a question?
Quick question. Yeah. So the practical one you will send the exercise.
Just 1 minute, please. Online, please hold on 1 minute. We have a question offline.
Adding another framework or another implementation, and you said that all the functionalities in the framework we might not be able to use in the added framework or implementation. So is there a limit on the number of frameworks you can add? Or?
See, the question is there a limit of using number of frameworks while you are adding one on top of another? So practically there is no limit. You can have 10 frameworks also, one on top of another. So usually if you join any project, let me tell you, a maximum of 4 you will see. Whatever that I have seen in my experience, I'm saying maximum of how many? 4 I have seen. 99% of applications will have 3 frameworks. So one Pega platform, another 2 related to your business, and on top of it implementations will be there. There is no limitation. What is the question online?
I was asking for do you have the exercise thing? You will send it to us?
We will be giving. So you have to exercise to work on whatever we have implemented. Today I have given screenshots, right? How to create framework application. Yesterday you would have finished that, and this one today you have to finish. After that you go through this. Other than this, after 1 week, after Pongal festival, we will give you another application. Someone was asking, the functionalities are inbuilt. Why we are calling OOTB out of the box when it is inside the application? Why you are calling outside? We will. Okay, this is the question to you guys. Pega uses a term called out of the box. The functionalities are inside Pega system, Pega platform. Why they are calling out of the box? Why they are not calling inside the box? You don't need to answer this. You check with someone who is already working on Pega. Okay, and then get back to me tomorrow. We can wind up for today. Class is the reality of encapsulation. Encapsulation is a concept. The implementation of encapsulation concept in object or any programming language is class. Okay, I'm going to close the meeting. Thank you.